Let's stay with this for a second, shall we? Tom's with us, Tom Burke, chairman of E3G, an independent climate change think tank and former government advisor on the environment. Afternoon to you, Tom. Your reaction to the interview? I know you were listening.
I understand very much the kind of level of frustration that people feel about the way we're addressing climate, or not addressing climate change enough. But I with all this, what the Extinction Rebellion are doing is deeply in a tradition of protest in Britain. It's very much part of how we've done and approached lots of issues. And I think it's a really important issue for the people who are organising this, which they have to consider, which is at what point do you, as it were, exceed the kind of
goodwill, which is what I was trying to. Where is the tipping point?
I don't know where that is. I'm not involved in making the decisions, but clearly that's an issue that the people organising this have to judge. What's really significant is what they've already accomplished, which is to change the conversation. Let's run this story now for 4 days. You've had, very interesting and quite extraordinary, you've had the governor of the Bank of England explaining on Monday that the banks need to pay attention to this, otherwise they'll face a real problem. And he's saying exactly the same as what these people are saying. So there's no question about the significance of what they've accomplished in bringing attention. Now, they have
and Attenborough, let's not forget the voice that would define a planet.
And tonight we'll see people, everybody should be looking tonight at what Attenborough will be saying about the specific threat of climate change. But everybody organising this in this tradition all through our history has got to make a judgment about where they think the boundaries of public acceptability, public goodwill are, as you were raising in the interview. I don't know where they are. It's not a judgment I'm having to make. If they get it wrong, it will be a shame, because it will undo the extraordinary good that they've done. But I couldn't tell you whether going to Heathrow tomorrow or not is going to be exceeding that boundary.
In terms of, I mean, I've been saying for 8 years it's rising up the political agenda, but it kind of didn't get any further. The Green Party, all the good ideas that they had that were mainstream were adopted by the mainstream parties, and yes, we've got ULEZ, but actually congestion in London was rising. Therefore, one imagines pollution was rising, and it never got past a particular point, did it?
I think we have not understood the urgency of the climate problem, just how serious the consequences of policy failure in this area will be. And I think there's been a real failure of the political class to give people a good lead on what the nature of this problem is and what needs to be done to address it. And I think in some sense, it's that failure of the political class to offer a decent lead, much as they've kind of done on Brexit, that has led to this level of frustration that's being expressed by the Extinction Rebellion campaign right now. And I have some sympathy with that, because as the governor of the Bank of England, I mean, this is not, kind of like hippie radical talking. And the governor of the Bank of England is telling you this really is a threat to the existence of banks. We really do need to be paying attention, and we need a lead from government about what needs to be done, and not just what are the marginal things you've got to do to stop people getting really cross or deal with just the most obvious sort of excesses. And we're not getting that lead.
No, I think we're on Brexit and we're in trouble. We'll talk again now, Tom. I've enjoyed talking to you very much, and hopefully with the subject being on the agenda now, we can talk about it in more depth. Tom Burke, the chairman of E3G. It's an independent climate change think tank and former government advisor on the environment. Looking for your thoughts either on Extinction Rebellion, the plight of our planet and how seriously it should be taken, or your